I knew what I signed up for when I was a kid. When my daddy was a Blood and my mama was a Crip. My mama used to put me in all blue and take me to the Crip functions. My daddy used to put me in all red. I was 5 years old, 6 years old. Anybody that know me, they'll tell you, like, damn, Joe, you know, his mama was this, his daddy was that. And it was just my father, he didn't want me to gangbang. He wanted me to play sports and, you know what I mean, never wanted me to rap. You know, I was one of the top quarterback kids in LA County, period. Wow. You know what I mean? But it's, when I signed up for it, I told my moms and my dad, this is what I signed up for. And they said, you know what? You know what it comes with. No telling, no snitching, and it's no bullshit. You know what you signed up for. If you're gonna be real with it, you're gonna be real with it from the beginning to end. You know what I mean? So when I signed up for it, this what I knew it was. I didn't call people that caught me with my mama, and they're not gonna give you no pass. Right. It's not a trend, it's a lifestyle. It's not a trend, it's a lifestyle. Gotcha. So when you put yourself in that mode, then you understand what's really going on. Like I put myself in that mode. Every time I leave from my house, I put myself in that mode. And I be by myself. Right. Majority of the time, I be by myself. But at the end of the day, I've made my reputation. If you try me, then I'm not gonna do no plan. As a man, yep, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I understand where the kids they coming from because they just looking from, you know, outside looking on in, but they don't understand if this shit is really real. Exactly. It's really real. Right. How important is being independent right now? I love it. Why do you love being independent? I love it because I get to do what I want to do. I don't miss spending my own money. That's the worst thing. Right. People don't know that. Being independent, you got to spend your money, invest in yourself. You got to invest in yourself. So I mean, you know, big studios are about $1,000 each night. And that's at the low. Right. My days was 3,000 a day. Yeah, that's at the low right now because a lot of people, more independent artists have their own studio, so they work out their own studio. But it's about 1,000, 1,200 a night. So you pay that, you get 5 days a week. You say that's about 5,500, 5,600 or something like that. You know what I mean? And, that's the only thing that I missed about having a budget for us. But other than that, I love being independent. I get to do what I want to do. I get to experience life. I don't have nobody on my head. I don't owe nobody. And that's the main things people don't know. When, you know, they give you that $1 million and all that. Loan. That's a loan, bro. That's like getting something from the bank. Right. That's recoupable. Before you get paid, everything gets recoupable. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, artists really got to figure out what's really going on out here. Like I spent my time. I used to be the type of artist that be hustling, and I take a loss in the streets, and I'd be like, man, let me go see if I can get a deal out this situation. I sign a contract and don't even know what I'm signing just so I can get that money so I can go back hustling. You know what I mean? So I mean, I did it for different reasons when I signed to a label a couple of years ago. I did it because, you know, I needed to feed my family. I wasn't even worried about the music at the time because I never even was in the studio. I just took the money and got back hustling. Now I'm at the point where I'm out all my situations. I'm like, oh, I love it. I don't owe nobody anything. I can get all my show money. I can get all my merchandise money. I got all the type of relationships that I want, and I can put my album together myself. I don't have to wait for nobody to put out no music. I can just call my people and say, I want to put this up on iTunes tonight, and it's be on iTunes. Right, unless they call with the right situation. Exactly. Gotcha. What makes Joe Moses stand out? What makes me stand out, probably, I'm gonna say realness, a lot of realness that goes on behind the scenes that makes me stand out, and fashion. Fashion makes me stand out. Like, you know, I wear all colors. I just don't wear red because I'm a Blood, and that's what I want the fans to understand. Like, you're not, just because, you know, I'm a real Blood, and at the end of the day, fans to take just because you ain't wearing red every day, or you ain't that you ain't real, like, you know, because it's an image that these guys are putting on. I mean, I wear all colors. You're being fashionable. I'm being fashionable. One thing I will say about you now that I'm really sitting here with you, as long as I know you've been fashionable, you would never look like a gang member. You know, like back in the day, we stereotype gang members, Dickie suits or a white tee and chucks, and with you. You always wore tins, but you had some fly leather suits. You wore white, you wore this, you wore that. You were very fashionable. So I think what makes you stand out besides your realness and your music is you being fashionable. And I try to tell artists, like, at the end of the day, like, you know, wearing all that shit, that don't make you tough. You know what I mean? That shit definitely don't make me tough. And at the end of the day, like, I wear what I want to wear. I wear all type of shit. Like, I just like, you know, getting dressed up. And I like, you know, it's never been an artist on the West Coast that really talked that deep boy fly gangster shit at the end of the day. And I think that's my lane of that's the position that I've always been, because that's really my lifestyle. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've hustled my whole life. You know what I mean? Besides gangbanging, I was a fly gangbanger. Like, I didn't dress like the regulars. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I got out there and I fought. and I did whatever else to get my name in the streets, you know what I mean? But I love just, you know, what puts me to the side as these other artists is fashion, and the bitches love me.
When I knew you, and I still know you obviously, you were local.
Yeah.
And we'd always try to get you shows.
Yeah.
Then you went on tour with Ty,
Yeah.
and I saw you post it, and I'm like, damn, he's about to really do it.
Yeah.
And hit every city.
Every
Hot,
city.
cold, rain, snow, different people, fronting people, real people, just different stuff.
Yeah.
How important was that tour for your career, and how important is touring for an artist?
Man, listen, I've performed in Oxford, Ohio.
Okay.
Sold out show.
I used to go all over Ohio.
Yeah.
I managed Bone Thugs I'd never been to Oxford, Ohio.
Oxford.
Columbus, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Dayton,
Yeah.
Akron, but never heard of that.
Oxford, I'm talking about, we drove from Columbus like 2 hours through like
Mountains.
like gibberish,
Right.
like all type of shit, man. And I'm talking about when we got there to know Joe Moses' music. You know what I mean? And I really got to understand, like, you know, touring is very important, man. Like, I needed it. I needed it for myself.
I
needed to really get out of California, to really get out of LA. Like, you know, and it was just a good thing to where, you know, Ty was like, man, listen, I ain't got all the money that you gonna need, bro, but you gonna get the fans and every night's gonna be sold out and we gonna have fun. And I'm like, you know what? As far as you being my brother, I would have been like, you know, I need the money right now. You know what I mean? I'm like, nah, I need to get on this tour. And, you know, I really thank him for putting me in that position to really get to see different things and get to see different people.
He gave you an opportunity.
He gave me an opportunity
a lot of people
to
don't
make
do.
some money.
Right. You know what I tell people? Every artist I work with, I say, without the fans, you're not paying your bills.
Exactly.
So how did you go from desperately seeking a fan to hear your music or take your mixtape,
Yeah.
or even take a picture with them, and then all of a sudden you got a hit record and blew up? Now all of a sudden you got 10 security guards and you don't even want to talk to your fans.
Nah, I can't.
Because without your fans, you're nothing.
Exactly.
Your fans do it. Like Bone Thugs and Harmony, for instance, they sign every autograph, they hang out with their fans, no security, nothing, and they just mingle, smoke with them, kick it. And that's why they're around 20 years.
Yeah.
So all the artists out there need to understand, like you understand, fans are the most important thing. If not, why are you doing this?
Yeah, fans are the most important. And at the end of the day, some fans ain't really your fans. Some fans, you know, they just groupies. And you got male groupies more than you have women groupies. So I could see a lot of artists that be like, man, I can't, it's tiresome. But me, personally, I take the time out to say hello to everybody. Every club that I've been. You know what I mean? I don't really live by the rapper code where I gotta leave at 1:30 and all that.
Take the chain off.
Take the chain off. I'm not doing none of that.
None of that.
You know what I mean? So at the end of the day,
I'm not taking my Rolex off.
I'm not taking my Rolex off, my chain off. I'm not doing none of that.
Any city.
Any city that I'm going in.
Yep.
From Philly to New York to Columbus, Ohio, and they gangsta out there.
Yeah.
They gangsta in Ohio.
There's gangsters everywhere.
There's gangsters everywhere, from Florida to everywhere I'm going.
Scheming, ready to rob you. They're gonna test you. At the end of the day, real recognize real.
New Orleans, I'm not taking my chain off.
Right.
I'm not doing nothing.
Real recognize real.
Yeah, I'm not.
I've been around a lot of rappers. They tucked it. They left it in the room. I'm like, but why?
Why you buy it?
We brackin'.
We brackin'.
I guess I could say it with you.
Brackin'. But this is the acronym for We Brackin' that I came up with. Being real and chasing cash in no time.
I like that.
That's brackin'.
Okay, so I could definitely say that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
if you've been
definitely.
real since I met you. Every time you ever came to me, you always came with money. Hey Joe, I got this money for you over here. Now if I choose to do it, But you always came with me with some positive.
Respect.
That's brackin'. And that's respect at the end of the day. So you brackin'.
Right.
You've been real from the beginning, you know what I mean? So
How important is a team?
man, a team is very important. It ain't no, it wouldn't be no Joe Moses without my team.
And just not to cut you, but you know what team stands for? Together, everybody achieves more.
Yeah.
How important is that to you?
That's very important. That's very important. And you know, without them, first of all, without them just being out there passing out CDs, putting up flyers, it wouldn't be no Joe Moses. You know what I mean? And just getting them to handle the business and getting everybody on the right page. That's what we signed up for, to get everybody out the hood. We don't forget where we come from. But
Never.
Our goal is to come in and get our families out and show them different. We ain't gonna get to everybody because everybody else ain't gonna see the vision that you got.
Right.
And a lot of people didn't see the vision that I had. You know what I mean? I had a lot of homies that's like, man, he on some Hollywood. And I'm like, listen, I just did 3 years, 8 months, while y'all was sitting out here on the streets doing the same shit. Now it's time to get out. Either you with me or you're not. Some homies was like, I'm with you. And some homies didn't see it until now. You know what I mean? And I don't fault them for that. I just don't deal with them the way I used to.
Right.
You know what I mean? But team is very important, man. Getting your all your players, all the players on the right position.
You know what it is, because a lot of people are followers, not leaders.
Yeah, I'm a leader.
Did you ever think that you'd see the country off music, being from South Central?
Nah, I just thought I'd see it through hustling. Nah, never through music, man.
Loyalty.
Yeah, that's what I live by.
Principles, morals, loyalty,
Principles,
and integrity.
morals. I don't care where you from. If I ride with you, I ride with you. I die with you.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. And that's the main thing about that. That's close. Right. I die with the people I'm in love with.
Right.